We're the first fermentation-based restaurant in the United States.
I like to describe it as a global palette of eclectic and savory tastes.
The idea was, for one, specifically for Langley, is to have something interesting to eat here, something a little bit different.
We are not a single cuisine-driven menu. We're not strictly Japanese, we're not strictly Korean, we're not strictly German
Or Spanish
or English. So we draw from all these different traditions because fermented food has existed in all cultures around the world since
people started to preserve food.
Yeah.
Since we started using salt. Our food has a fermentation base to it, but it's not just eating a bowl of pickles or sauerkraut. There's a lot of foods that are fermented that people don't even really think about, like cheese, salamis, coffee, tea,
chocolate.
All these things are fermented, and that's how we get the flavors out of them that we get. The ferments that we do here in the building, we do sauerkrauts, we do full sour pickles. We do different kinds of kimchis here, which is Korean fermentation. We put kimchi in our deviled egg filling. We do Welsh rarebit here, which is a sort of a snack cheese toast from Wales that has beer and cheese and mustard in it. We do several types of fermented vegetables that find their ways into soups, garnishes on plates. People tend to worry that there's too much salt in the food because people don't want a lot of salt. So when I make the ferments, I use the minimum amount I can to safely let the bacteria grow and create the lactic acid bacteria, which is what creates probiotics and is what sort of helps your tummy feel better.
The gut is often referred to as the second brain. It houses the beneficial bacteria that helps you digest your food. With processed foods in the diet, with the higher amounts of sugar in our current diet, unbeneficial bacteria take over the gut and can cause health problems. So people have developed ways of naturally having fermented foods in their diets, like yogurts and kefirs and sauerkrauts and kimchis, and they eat this a little bit every day, and it helps everything digest well. We didn't really have a designated vegetarian dish on the menu, but I encouraged him to, let's just put a Buddha bowl on the menu because people are asking for it. They want vegetables, tofu, and rice, and they want it simple. And this is a traditional temple-style food for monks to eat, and that's why it's called the Buddha bowl. And people order it every day.
Yeah, they do. I've been cooking for a very long time, and I've always got some satisfaction from it because people enjoy it. And it's not to feed my ego, it's pleasure, right? Eating is pleasurable. We have memories of our families eating together. Holidays are always about what we're gonna eat, and it's comforting, and people are happy when they eat.
I'm really lucky in that because my mother's German and my father's Japanese, I already had a really wide assortment of different kinds of foods and cultures, and so it just made me literally have an appetite for more flavors and seek that out. So I don't think it's any surprise that when I worked with Trap at Jean-Luc's Bistro in Austin and we met 20 years ago, that there was a connection there, and we found each other again, and we decided that we wanted to take care of people in the way that we can take care of people, and that is feeding them with nourishing food, healthy food, good food, and creating an ambiance and an atmosphere that's fun and lighthearted, and you should have pleasure and enjoyment when you eat the food, because when you eat the food and you're happy, the food actually sits better in your tummy.
If people can learn to just get this stuff into their diets easily, then I think that is what really gets me going in this direction of this restaurant.
Our most popular dish is the ramen bowl.
This is the ramen
bowl.
This is Anthes Ferments Shoyu Ramen Bowl. It's a little unique, it's not that traditional, but it's pretty good. Starting off with some very fresh noodles, enoki mushrooms, an egg that's been marinated in shoyu and sake. We have what is called shoyu koji here, which is a secondary ferment of shoyu, some fresh scallions, some toasted sesame seeds. This is a koji cured pork shoulder with Chinese broccoli, bok choy, and carrots. A little roasted garlic oil for the end. I'm gonna drop these in boiling water for 1.5 minutes. So this is non-traditional in the sense that there's no meat in the broth that goes into it. It's a concentrated broth of mushrooms with garlic, shallots, some scallion, a little bit of ginger, some soy sauce. It's a very concentrated flavor. So we're gonna take our bowl. We put 2 ounces of the shoyu koji in. All right, noodles are ready. Noodles are done, 1.5 minutes. You want them springy and chewy. Put the egg, the vegetables, then the pork. This has been roasted for quite a while, so it gets nice and crispy. The marinade and the cure make it really crunchy. So when you get it in the soup, it's still got some texture to it. Kind of like a just barbecue pork shoulder. And then the broth is in a container back here. We have that, the mushroom, a little roasted garlic oil. Ramens always have some sort of fat on the top. Sometimes it's chicken fat, pork fat. I like the garlic for this. Toasted black and white sesame seeds, fresh scallion, and we're ready to go. What is fermentation?
Ta-da! That's the #1 question that we get asked because people are confused, and rightly so. It's confusing to hear the word pickle and then to understand that maybe there's vinegar involved, but vinegar is not really part of fermentation. So what's fermentation?
Biggest one that we use the most of and people are interested in is lactic acid bacteria. It naturally occurs on everything. It's what gives us sour flavors, and that's how vegetables are fermented.
What if I don't like fermented food? Okay. Some people have said, they've specifically said, I don't like pickles, but maybe you like a little bit of cheese, right? How is cheese created? I'm sure most everybody drinks coffee, that's fermented. I would ask them to try the ramen bowl and see if those flavors appeal to them. Or I would ask them to even just take a little sip of pickle brine or the carrot juice elixir, because most people are surprised by the flavor and they feel how good it is making them feel in the moment. Like it feels healthy.
Is everything made with vinegar? We don't make anything with vinegar. We make vinegar, but we don't make things with vinegar.
We serve vinegar drinks.
Yes. Vinegar is beneficial, but it is not a ferment.
It's a preservative.
It's a preservative.